Burkina Faso President Captain Ibrahim Traoré was almost assassinated. Ibrahim Traoré, the Burkina Faso President, was almost assassinated yesterday in Burkina Faso. The news of all the foreign media, some local media carried it. But Africans are saying on Twitter, we want to go and defend Burkina Faso from the imperialists. People are saying that this man is performing well because he declared free education, and he's saying that all the natural resources of Burkina Faso belongs to them. He has expelled all the French forces in this country. There are no more organization. I want to defend my country. But we are seeing some assassination attempts. People are trying to get rid of him. I don't know, Lagos, you are here this morning, and I will interview 3 people on this particular issue. If you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, click the like button, and also share this video with others. What do you have to say about Ibrahim Traoré this morning?
I think our Africa people, not all Africa, some of these African countries doesn't like good things.
You don't like good things?
Yes, the man is teaching some African country like Nigeria how to cover, and they want to kill him. See, let me tell you, they will not kill him. As the youth are mobilizing Africa to protect that man, and I believe I will be one of them to protect him. Yes. Because it's responsible of these leaders, like mostly Nigeria, who has wealth, who has everything, who has the military, who cannot protect the citizens. We need president like that in Nigeria. A president that will come and declare free education and declare that we are making 100 million. That 100 million should be spent on the citizen. That's what that man is doing. They will not like it. Some African leaders, they are witch. They are worse than that. They are Adolf Hitler. So for me, I think Nigerians, Ghanaians, some of these African countries should learn for Traoré, should learn for Burkina Faso. Because what is happening in Nigeria now, things are getting tough. No light, insecurity, no food. You can't have that one in Burkina Faso, and the people are enjoying it, and the people are happy with the president of Burkina Faso.
But the question is that there was a Ghanaian journalist who spoke yesterday. I'll show my viewers the video. He was condemning. He said, "I will not face Ghana. I want to face Nigeria. That Nigeria has a terrible leader." That's the Ghanaian journalist. When people are attacking him, I'll show my viewers the video. What do you have to say as a Nigerian? Do you think that Nigerians are enjoying this particular government?
We are not enjoying anything. No. It's like Nigerians on your side. Nigerians are mumus. They are mumus. I don't know what is holding them. Is it juju? Is it poverty? Anyway, for me, for a Ghanaian man to be saying that he knew Nigeria is supposed to be an America, whereby some of these African countries come arrest. You can't arrest here now. Instead of that, Nigerians are going to Ghana. Imagine, Ghana, all these African countries deny no visa. Why? Who do us like this? And we have a president who doesn't even care for the people, who is still posting after 2 years, maybe 2 years, to package the office, and he's telling you, I am working 2027, and Nigeria are still watching. Nigerians are not talking. So for me, that president of Burkina Faso, God will protect him and let Nigeria learn from him.
But people are saying that that man is a military person, and that the best acceptable way of government is a democratic system of government. What do you have to say about that first?
The military is even better than civilian in Nigeria. The one you have in Asoro, when you don't allow the judiciary to work, when you don't allow state of assembly to work, when you don't allow national assembly to work, lawmaker to work, everything under you, is that what? Is that not what under military regime? That one is what under military regime. Where you don't allow judiciary to work, you appoint everything, you appoint INEC, you appoint police, you appoint army, you appoint every. What is democracy there? Is that democracy? That's not democracy. You control everything. You can boldly tell INEC, I want Edo State to be APC party. Don't you have in other country? So you are telling me that it's not military regime? This civilian regime in some African countries are worse than the military regime. Can you ask some of these civilians in Africa, mostly Nigeria, they check military development and check civilian development? You see, the military are more evil than the civilian development. In military, you can still talk. In military, Ganifa still talk. In military, fellas still talk. Now, in civilian, when you are talking, nnamdikanu, they are holding behind. What is it saying? So, don't compare civilian with military. I see military people who decide and do the right thing. Civilian are failure.
But there's another line of thought who say that the worst military, the worst civilian government is far better than the military government. That's always a common line of thoughts. But let's leave that and let's go to the issue. Let's go to the issue today of Nnamdikanu. Nnamdikanu is in court. He has not been released. There are many opinions. I don't know, Lagos. What's your opinion about Nnamdikanu first?
I am a Biafra now.
You are Biafra now?
Yes, I'm proud. I said it. I did not platform. Yes. I'm an Edo man. I'm a Biafra. See, let me tell you. Why are you holding Nnamdikanu? I was thinking Fulanis are the one responsible for Nnamdikanu. Yes, Buhari arrested him. We were praying that if a Southerner came, they were releasing Nnamdikanu as a Southern president. Today, Tinubu is there. He have not been able to release Nnamdikanu. That means he's still following Fulani's system. I expected him to release him. Release him. Why are you holding him? If court, I say Nnamdikanu should be released. Every court. So why are they holding him? That means they want to use him as a political tool. Maybe at the end of campaign, they will release him. I said, Igbo, we are releasing Nnamdikanu. But let me tell you, that's not the issue. The issue is Biafra, whether releasing Nnamdikanu or release him, Biafra must come and stand. And I believe the ideology of Biafra, because Nigeria, nobody believes Nigeria anymore because of our system of our government. So for me, I pray today Nnamdikanu to release.
Mr. Lucky Eyagona, I don't know Lagos.
Yes.
I will allow you and my viewers to see the video of that Ghanaian journalist. It's really trending. Here he blasted Nigerian leaders and they say that Nigeria may not work if they don't change anything. Now let's go to the issue of repentant Boko Haram. Over 3,000 repentant Boko Haram have been released. What do you have to say about that?
Now you release over 300 Boko Haram.
300,000.
300,000. Now you left an honest man who is fighting for his people in the prison. You can see the justice there. I was expecting Tinubu, as I said again, to release Nnamdikanu. Nnamdikanu is from the south. Now you release those who are killing people. 300,000. You can see the justice there. Tomorrow we'll be measuring Fulanis. Our brother is there now. He cannot release Nnamdikanu. To tell you that, my brother, these elites are so wicked. They are wicked. Whereby even their brother, they don't even know their brother. You see, advocating the Fulani, they understand themselves. They love themselves. Whereby the South is shouting Fulani. They still come together in the north and do business. But we are fooling ourselves. All I know, President Tinubu releasing Nnamdikanu today. I think that's
now let's go storm. I want to show my viewers the video. People are now dying of hunger in Nigeria. You have seen, for example, even the shops, they are now selling bread at they're now dividing bread into two and be selling bread. Nigerians are now eating from a dustbin. According to the Vanguard, that was in February this year. What is the way forward for Nigeria?
See, my brother, under this government, we cannot post anything. We can't post supply. Where I reside, I told you, I always say it, no lie. Ogun State is a worst. Ogun State is a prison. If all these political people, they are lucky, they should take them to Ogun State. You don't need to lock anybody. That place is prison. No road, no light, What are you going to post for security? It's a prison. So for me, not only that place, Nigeria as a whole under this Tinubu government is zero. You cannot post of anything. Is it food? Is it security? Is it transportation? Is it band A, band B, where you pay, you don't have light? My brother, for me, I don't think this government deserves second time. It doesn't deserve it. Even this government who are cross-carpeting, who is going, they are shameless. But Nigerians rise up against this insecurity, rise up against no food, rise up against poverty, rise up against this bad government. I think for me, I support Nigerians who will get up and say, look, like Obi is fighting for the poor.
The topic for this video is how shameless and problematic Nigeria is at this point. I first of all know you would want me to mind my business and talk about my own country, Ghana. But listen, I don't really care about what you think. And if you haven't checked in my videos, I talk more about my country than any other on this platform. But at this point, it's not just silly and problematic how miserable Nigeria is. It's becoming for all of West Africa. And if you feel agitated already for my choice of words, wait and hear the rest of all I have to say. Let's get into it. Nigeria's population is a national security threat to every neighboring and West African country. As of March this year, Nigeria's population is more than half the total population of West African countries. More than half. This means on any given day, the influx of Nigerian citizens to any West African country will easily swallow up the entire local population. This is why every country in West Africa needs to have a say in what goes on in Nigeria, on the backdrop of the fact that they like to travel, ladies and gentlemen. They like to move, and they are moving in numbers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, two major situations are making Nigeria look scary to the rest of Africa, especially the neighboring West African countries. And I said two major things. But first, let's put aside the lack of stable electricity and inflation for now. Those are regular problems everywhere that every country in Africa has to deal with. However, the two worrisome situations brewing in Nigeria, which threatens the sovereignty of other African countries, has to do with the religious extremism and poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to again hold back on the insults for now, and also put down your bias glasses and hear me out for a minute before you come in. Are you aware of the number of Islamist jihadist groups operational in Nigeria as of 2025? Let me give you the list, ladies and gentlemen. It started in the year 2000 with Boko Haram, whose aim is to establish an Islamic state in Nigeria. Then the first splinter group from Boko Haram, called Ansaru, was formed in 2012. After Ansaru came the next splinter group called Islamic State West Africa Province, aka ISWAP, which started in 2016. Darul Salam also came in from the Niger Delta, and then the multiple Fulani militant groups came in. Just when we thought these groups were too many to handle for one country, then we hear of a group originally from Mali and also operational in Niger moving in to Nigeria. They are called Lakurawa. The situation appears to get worse by the days, from one bad jihadist group to a worse group. Ladies and gentlemen, is Nigeria becoming, or already become, the main breeding ground for all terrorist groups in Africa? What's going on here? When other countries are thinking of ways to create conducive environment to entice foreign investment, Nigeria is rather enticing terror. Let me ask you this. What conditions are making the northern part of Nigeria so enticing to these groups in the first place? Because this is where almost all of them are situated. Every day I read the news in Nigeria, I get terrified. Every time, because the spillover of these groups will directly enter all the nearby countries. These are countries in West Africa. This may include the sprinter groups moving to other countries, or the citizens of Nigeria abandoning their own homeland for another. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious issue that needs immediate continental concern. Nigeria is a friend of Ghana. Nigeria is a part of ECOWAS. When they are moving into your country, we cannot turn them away. But when 1 million moves in at one time, what then becomes the fate of the host nation's security, sovereignty, and economy? And this can happen on any given day, ladies and gentlemen. And what actually terrifies me is this: I don't see any real political actions or steps taken by the leadership of the country to deal with the situation. You don't hear of the presidency talk about strategies. You don't hear of governors talk plans, and senators the same. Where are the marches, ladies and gentlemen, and the demonstrations on the streets to force the hand of the government to face it head on? Where are they? It's like the fate of the people in this country is in individuals' hands. Those with the resources may hire armed officers for their personal security, and those who don't have to live carefully and away from certain hotspots. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the best Nigeria can do in their own country? Day in, day out, all we hear is kidnapping, robbery on buses and even on trains, village killings, and so on. Is this ever going to change in Nigeria in the nearest possible time? Nigeria currently ranks 10 on every type of crime list in the world. Talk about cybercrime, organized crime, financial crimes, and extremism. You will find them on the top 10 list of all of them. What type of society are you building? On the criminality index on ocindex.net, you are 6th out of 193 countries, 2nd out of African countries, and number 1 in West Africa. You are ranked 19th among the least peaceful countries in the world, and nothing shows it bothers you, especially they that hold power in the country. Omonaja, what's up? When you finally get the chance to vote for a president who may bring a difference to the country, you reject it. You vote the same type of leadership in every election, and the problems continues. Why won't you try change? Why can't the people try what Ghana did? You come out in your numbers, you create your own coalition centers, you protect the ballot boxes at all costs, and ensure a free and fair elections for once in your lifetime. Because if you as a regular Nigerian don't like what's going on in your home country, you have to do something about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that cannot be done by anyone else but yourselves, unless it benefits you. What's the ultimate goal here? When you have chosen democracy as your system of governance, and it's only making life a living hell for the majority of the people, what is the plan, ladies and gentlemen? This is disturbing. Now, on to the second situation that is of equal concern as the first. This is about the level of poverty in Nigeria. You have more than 40% of your total population living below the global poverty line of $2.15 per day. That's more than 100 million people, ladies and gentlemen. That's a national security crisis. To have more than 100 million people who don't spend up to 3,300 naira in a day is problematic for the state's economy and for the people themselves. And here is how. The 3,300 naira per day will include your transport fare in and out to work if you have one, or to school, your breakfast, your lunch, your supper for one person. And so when that's not possible for more than 100 million people, then there isn't much these 100 million people are doing to contribute to the economy of the local state. People must work, produce, buy, pay taxes, and all of that, which runs the local economy. And that explains why countries whose citizens spend more do better than countries which citizens spends less. This is economic fact. Economic activities thrives off of demand and supply, buying and selling. And so when purchasing power drops, supply power is affected. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to that is the low rate at which Nigeria's economy is growing. with the kind of population you have and expected to have in the next 10 years, your economy cannot survive on a single-digit economic growth in a fiscal year. Currently in Nigeria, your country is growing on an average rate of 3.4%. 3.4%. That's super slow for your size. You need to move that thing to more than 10% per annum and sustain it over a decade to meet the surge ahead. Your country's population is projected to hit 290 million in the next 10 years, and that's adding at least 50 million more people to what you have now. So the pace you are running will have to change immediately. From 2020 to 2023, the average unemployment rate was over 39% of the capable workforce until last year, when the new administration by Tinubu had to revise the method for calculating to reduce it to now 5.3%. Whether that is accurate or not, the reality of the people hasn't changed, and that's a huge problem. Ghana and every other country for that matter have our own problems to deal with, but at least not with the numbers Nigeria comes with. The very fact that these two situations I've just described has a direct impact on all neighboring countries is what has triggered me to do this video, because the rise and success of Nigeria is in the interest of all African countries. In the same way, the fall and demise of Nigeria is detrimental to all African countries, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, whether it offends your pride as a successful Nigerian who doesn't like your country being talked about in a negative light or not, that's not only up to them or you to determine what others may say, because once there is a problem in your country, everyone will feel the impact. Just like it said, when Nigeria sneezes, every African country catches cold. Folks, I want to read your opinion on this matter without insult. So let's hear from you. And
good morning, Nigerians. So, the President of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, thought that we are afraid of him. So, Mr. President, for your information, we are not afraid of you. Number one, I know the president might be confused that why is this boy speaking that way to him. So, Mr. President, if you haven't forgotten, you as the ECOWAS chairman had a meeting and has signed a law that anybody that abuse the beloved prophet Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is our beloved prophet, the messenger and the last prophet, whomever abuse him, you said that there is no any law or any consequences against him. So, Mr. President, for your information, your message has been delivered. After that, we want to tell you that, Mr. President, number one, you should know that you are not the president of the Muslim. You understand? You are the president of Nigeria. Number one, you are the chairman of ECOWAS. You are not the chairman of the Muslim. So, for your information, the president of Nigeria, let me tell you something. We are not afraid of you. We are not anybody that abused the beloved prophet, anybody that abused the prophet, Mr. President, believe me, you, that person is gone forever, whether you like it or not. That person will be eliminated instantly, whether you like it or not, Mr. President. And let this one serve as a warning for you, Mr. President. We the Northerners are warning you. We are not even begging you, we are warning you. This one should serve as a last warning to you, the President. Let me tell you something. People are now here. Whatsoever that you are doing, people are just watching you. Don't engage yourself in religious matters, because as a president you might cause war. Don't forget that you are from Lagos, while the majority of the Muslims are in the north. That means you are causing religious war in your country. So Mr. President, let this one serve as a last warning. We are warning you. Hear it, Mr. President. You should hear it very well. We are warning you, not even begging you. We are warning you. This should serve as a last warning to you, and you shall go and remove that word that you have just made, Mr. President. Go and take back your words.